That time of year, BYU getting ready for its 31st bowl appearance and 8th in a row. Cougars face San Diego State a week from Thursday in the Poinsettia Bowl. It'll be the second bowl game as offensive coordinator for Brandon Doman, and we welcome the coach back to True Blue. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Few days off for the players. Now you're back into it. Is this the rebirth? Are you ready to go?
Well, I think our players are ready. Coach has been beating them up pretty good for the last week, so I'm sure they're anxious to get back to practice.
If anybody could sit down next to you and have 5 or 6 questions, I know the first one would be, what's going on with quarterback? How's Riley's health as you head into the practice week?
Well, I don't think Riley's 100% yet, so I'm going to rely on the doctors and our trainers to kind of give me some feedback that way, and then the decision will be Coach Mendenhall's decision on who to play. But I think obviously both these young men merit the opportunity to play, and we'll make the right decision. And ultimately, the guy that we believe gives us the best chance to win will play that guy.
Do you give them both reps then at practice? Do they both prepare to play?
Yeah, the next 2 or 3 days, it's going to be interesting to see how they do. James was, for the most part, is pretty healthy, and I would suspect will continue right where he left off and play well. And then Riley will have to just kind of wait and see how he feels.
If you do go with one or the other, obviously you will, you get into that game, how quick are you to pull the trigger on putting the other guy in if it's not going so well?
We haven't been quick to pull the trigger any time this year, and so I suspect that it'll be the same. The guy that we choose to play will play that guy. Now, both of them could play. Who knows what we're going to do? We could certainly have a package for both guys in the game, but I'm anxious to, again, I think the next 3 days will dictate how James is doing, where Riley is physically, and then I would like to, my recommendation will be to solidify a guy that's going to start the game and move forward.
So maybe by Thursday you'll have your guy?
I would like to, yeah.
As you look back at the regular season, now that the season's over, we look back and one of the great things about sports is you get to rehash and revisit and second guess. Do you, looking back, wish you had arrested Riley earlier than you did coming out of that Weber State injury?
In hindsight, yeah, I think we should have given him a chance to get better and to heal, knowing what the injury was. But if I were Riley, in his shoes, in my senior year, you'd been hard pressed to convince me to sit down. And
well, no one did.
Yeah,
you played your senior year with a separated shoulder, and yet you convinced the coaches you were good to go. So here's a question for you. Does the player get to convince you that he gets to stay in, or do you tell the player, I'm taking you out? Where's the give and take on that?
Well, he's a senior, and he was our team captain.
Sure.
And I trust him, and I know Coach Mendenhall trusted him. So we gave him every opportunity to see if he could do it physically during the week and then pregame going into those games. And it's tough to second-guess those decisions. But, did he need some rest? Absolutely, and we made that decision a game and a half later. Yeah. But I love the kid, and I stand by his side.
Taysom Hill, how's his progress coming with his rehab?
It's progressing really fast. He's a strong physical kid, and I think he's highly motivated. I think rehab stems from your body's ability to rehab quickly, and then how badly you want to get better. And I think both those things will work out for him.
Do you think he'll be back for spring drills?
Yes, I do.
Strategically moving forward, do you place an emphasis on getting back to pocket passing or let your quarterbacks run, considering the injury bug that has been with you for the last 2?
Well, I think we as a program and I as a coach need to do a better job of ensuring that they stop taking people on and be a little bit more evasive and then smart about getting down on the ground and not taking hits.
So do you have to say, hey, don't do as I did?
Well,
do something different because you took them on.
You're right, and I did get injured. I separated my shoulder and I hurt my rib, and I didn't really know much other way to play, and it took me some time to kind of figure that out. But it's going to take Taysom some time. He's big, strong, and physical. For his entire life, he's been running people over. And so now he's got to learn that I can't take that guy on and last for the rest of the season. He's going to have to learn how to dive and slide and be a little bit more elusive in the way that he plays. And then the scheme's got to match that. We can't, we just can't afford to put him at risk as much as we did in those first couple games.
We look at that schedule. You'll need 9 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
With those defenses that are going to be coming at you.
I mean, I think looking back at this season and playing 3 quarterbacks now, in 6 of 8 seasons that I've been in, we only played one. And the last 2 seasons we've had to play multiple, and I think Blaine and others can attest to the fact that statistics would say that the backups can end up playing during the season. And we were fortunate the first 6 games, and we need to be prepared for that down the road.
Do you want to keep both jobs, coordinator and quarterback coach, or is it a lot at this level of college football?
I don't know. I think I and we need to evaluate everything at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Look at positions, and coaching, and where am I most effective as a position coach, and all that kind of stuff, and then evaluate that. But I love coaching quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I know that position better than any other position, but could I coach another position and effectively be the coordinator? Certainly, and we'll evaluate all that. We'll look at it when we get done.
You down on the field for the bowl game? It's pretty high up in that press box area.
I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
All that stuff I'm looking at. It all depend upon the game plan and what we choose to do, but it may cause me to have to be in the box.
Your last game as a senior at home, you beat a Bronco Mendenhall defense and a Rocky Long head coach New Mexico team. So now you get to dissect Rocky Long's defense, the same one that you played against here down the road. It's interesting how life goes, but do you feel pretty prepared?
Well, we know this defense. We know what he likes to do, and obviously Coach Mendenhall being his defensive coordinator, we have a pretty good feel for how they prepare, what they're trying to accomplish in the different sets, and where they overload from. And when they overload from this side, this is what this side's going to do. And we've played them for a long time. But what they do is very difficult to both protect and then establish any form of a run game against. And so we've got to be able to ensure first and foremost we can protect the quarterback, find a run game, and then make them defend the entire field. And if we can accomplish those 3 things, then I think we'll have a good outing. Running
the ball was tough against San Jose State and New Mexico State with the banged-up offensive line. They've had a couple of weeks to rest up.
Yeah.
Going up against what you just described, does that mean you're going to have to throw it more, or do you feel you can get that line of scrimmage battle?
Well, I certainly think that we need to figure that out in the next couple of days and see where the linemen are and see how physical they can be up front. I don't want to try and smash the ball down the field against these guys. And we were, a quarter into the game against New Mexico State, and just saw that we were being very ineffective running the football, and the decision was made to cut it loose. And we may need to do that in this game. We'll see where we're at. I certainly wouldn't mind cutting it loose in this game and throwing it around. Right.
On a snowy day like today, if it were your day, you'd be out practicing in the snow, but you're going to go to this heated indoor practice facility. How big of a tool is that as you get ready for a postseason date?
Oh, man. Our indoor facility is probably one of the greatest things that they've done. To get inside, have great footing. A lot of the fields nowadays are artificial surfaces, so we get a ton of practice on those surfaces. It's warm, and we're not dealing with wet footballs, and we get a lot done inside there.
So you got the quarterback thing, you got all that other stuff going on, and then in your back pocket's this freshman running back that you're going to have for 3 more full seasons, which just seems to be getting better and better and better. And is a running back like that an offensive coordinator's best friend?
Yes. Yeah, he's a great player, and he's going to be a lot of fun to have. If we can set and fit the scheme to this guy's talent, utilize him more in the pass game in years to come, he could be as good as anybody that we've had here.
I guess another guy, talking about Jamal Williams, another guy who will make you look brilliant in this bowl and into next season is Cody Hoffman.
Yeah, he's 90 receptions for almost 1,200 yards this year, and when we get the ball in his hands 10, 12 times a game, we're tough to stop. Without him, we probably wouldn't have been very good this year, and so we're looking to get him the ball, and hopefully JD and Ross and some of our tight ends and maybe Jamal this game and the bowl game will take some of the heat off of him. I think schematically we can do some things better, and hopefully that'll come out in this bowl game.
It's nice of you to stop by.
Okay, thanks for having me.
We'll see you in San Diego.